Oh, freaking yeah. It's Aaru time. This is Godforge Tips. Let's go. What's up, guys? MtgJedi here. How you doing today? We are talking about the Aaru faction in my series, breaking down the factions and champions in Godforge. So we have something to do during the beta. In between the betas. So subscribe to the channel and make sure you don't miss any videos in this series. We're going to be starting out talking about the legendaries here. We're going to talk about the epics and the rares. I'll timestamp them below so you can come back if needed. Let's get right into it and start talking about Anubis. For Anubis, one of the coolest looking champions in the game, I think. I think he needs a little bit of love on the graphics, but this is a champion who I want to love. All right, HP in all battles, aura. A1 based on HP and attack, and if the enemy is defeated, has a chance to place despair on all enemies, which is just incredible. Prevents buffs or positive effects from being placed, and then they skip their next turn. It's crazy, guys. All right, on a 4-turn cooldown, we have an AoE that can place Corrupt and Faith down. Now, Corrupt lets him steal the buffs. So, I feel like it's going to be hard to keep track of Despair and Corrupt because they're similar. They're very similar. I don't think this is a damage dealer unless I'm missing something. He's a debuff. Okay? AoE, if this hero's HP is below 50%, heals him by 30%. If it's above, places barrier by 30%. It's pretty mediocre. So, the passive is what is potentially busted here. When a hero is defeated, increases this hero's turn meter by 20%. I believe that's yours or the other team. And so being able to place these debuffs and then cycle through could be a really powerful thing to do. As with all of these heroes and whatnot, if you have used them and you like them or don't like them, put your analysis down below so we can all start the conversation about it. Now, this is one of the most powerful auras in the game. Accuracy in general, very much harder to get in this game, at least so far from what I've noticed. 70 accuracy in dungeon battles is crazy pants. Okay. A1 being able to do taunt is pretty crazy. And then a heal on 70% of his defense is crazy. If Isis is an ally, she's going to be healed as well. On the core ability, he can do blunt 2 and speed down as an so he attacks one and then places this on everyone. Okay. And then on his ultimate, he does a shield. And then if Isis is on the team, the shield can't be removed and it's stronger and places taunt. I mean, that's just really powerful combination. When he's attacked by enemies under taunt, increases the turn meter of all allies by 5%. It's strong. It's definitely strong. I guess what I really want to know is so this is like provoke. You're provoking them. You're making them attack you. Okay, never mind. And I think that's strong. Being able to force someone to attack you with their base attack instead of using their core ability, that could be really good. Also, I love the way he looks. His partner champion is Isis, and she has a resistance in all battles aura. She can steal a random buff and then spread it to enemies. Pretty strong. Plays a shield based on HP. So you can get a defense shield and an HP shield. That seems so strong. She puts defense up as well and then grants an extra turn. What an ability. So then she'll probably A1, steal a buff and spread it. That's very powerful. And then she has a revive all allies ability. And if Horus is revived, place Radiance 2 on him. Is that the champion we just looked at? It is. Okay, cool. So they go together there. Very nice. And then her passive at the start of her turn, remove all debuffs and disables from the ally with the lowest HP and heal them. Strong. Very strong. Love that. I really like the way that Godforge and the team have made these partner champions working together. Okay, Ra. I don't like your nose, Ra. But other than that, it's a very cool design. Okay. Anyway, attack in dungeon battles. And his base attack is 111, which is one of the strongest in the game. Now, when you see the strong base attack plus a high percentage, it's going to be doing a lot of damage. So I think Ra could be one of the best damage dealers in the game. And he also can place Blaze. And if the attack is critical, he activates Blaze. So for those of you familiar with Raid, this is Ninja's A2 on an A1, which is wild, crazy pants. Okay? Then on his A2, he can place Blaze 2 again. And if it defeats an enemy, it decreases the cooldown by 1. So it's a 5-turn cooldown, but if he kills somebody, then it's going to go to 4, which I think is powerful. And then his ultimate, each hit has a chance to place defense down and vulnerable, which is a powerful combination. The starting damage is not that great, but the debuffs are very good. When Blaze on allies or enemies activates, expired, or removed, increases the damage of the next ultimate by 5%. Just one of the champions I want the most in the game. He looks freaking cool. His kit is amazing. He's part of one of my favorite factions. I don't know if I could say more about him. And then the Sphinx. Not gonna lie, I don't like it. I just don't like it. I don't know what it is, but I don't like it. Anyway, let's see what she does. Resistance in dungeon battle auras. She has an AoE A1 with attack down 2, making her probably one of the best champions in the game for this ability. And then here she does resistance up and vanish. Places resist up on this hero and vanish on all allies. Then heals based on her defense and has a chance to place accuracy down. What a cool combination. Is this the Duchess? Is this the Duchess? AoE attack? No, it's not. Increases the divinity cost of each enemy by 50, stacking up to 10 times. And destroys the max HP. Wow. That is very strong. And then the passive, if an ally is under vanish, reflect any debuff back to the enemy. So you just can build this incredible yes, this is Duchess, okay? What an incredible hero. Absolutely. Okay, so then we're going to move on to the epics. For the epics, we have Bastet, and man, I just need them to make some cat warriors that I actually like. She's okay, she's okay, but I don't know. It doesn't seem very menacing, these weapons. She's gonna start the cheerleading squad. Okay, anyway, attack in dungeon battle auras. Triple hitter. If the target's under Blaze, each hit has a chance to increase the duration of Blaze by 1 turn and heal her by 100%. I mean, that's not a bad A1. AoE A2. She can place resistance down. She's a partner to Ra. Increases damage inflicted by 25%. But see, the thing is, I don't think she's going to do enough damage. Her base attack is not bad, so I could be wrong on this. Maybe this damage boost is going to be enough. And then her ultimate places Blaze 2. I think I'd rather just have anyone else that's better. But if you need somebody, increases this hero's turn meter by 5% when inflicting damage to enemies under Blaze. I mean, that's good. She's going to cycle through pretty quickly. I just think she's not going to do... This is not going to do what you want. Okay, Cleopatra. I'm going to smack you with her snake staff. Speed in all battles, okay? So when we see these speed auras, there are so few of them that you are going to want these champions. You're trying to go first in arena, and let me tell you, you're trying to go first, okay? If you're trying to go first, then you need these auras. They're going to be insanely helpful. Each hit increases the turn meter of all allies by 3%. A2, heal by 1500% of speed and restore their destroyed max HP. Well, I don't like that at all. And then she has a single target revive with resistance up. And turn meter then attacks all enemies. What a weird champion. When a buff on an ally is expired or removed, restores 5% of their destroyed max HP. I just think we could use her as an A1 bot. If there was a way to turn off the A2 and A3, we could just A1 and like turn meter boost, plus use her aura. Kind of lame, but I think she might get used for that purpose. Hound of Duat. This is my little puppy dog. Come here, boy. A1, 25% chance to steal divinity, excuse me. And if you're gonna build a Jackal Anubis, you could build this like Packmaster Dogs thing that I think is pretty cool. And then has a 25% chance to refresh the cooldown of this ability if they're on the same team. I don't think it triggers twice though, but it is an attack and it places a shield. And then the ultimate puts counterattack and protect. And like this is and ward. Like this is a really powerful ability, okay? And then the passive, when attacking enemies, places barrier on this hero for 10% of the damage inflicted. I think this could be a really cool combo. I'm not sure how powerful it's going to be, but I think it could be good. Imhotep, I heard was good. He reminds me of Teferi. Where are my Magic players? This is Teferi. Before he was a Planeswalker. A1, attack and heal. It's okay. Here's a heal and a stalwart. So that's not terrible. And then Radiance and Faith up. Okay, maybe he's not going to be as good as I thought, but at the start of each wave, places ward on the ally with the lowest HP for 2 turns, and this is why he could be good. That ward ability, it just really makes your guys survivable. So how does this work in Arena? Does it just do it at the beginning of the fight? Does it not do it at all? Time will tell, but if this works in Arena, it's going to be very strong. Okay? It's going to be very strong. Osiris. I am on the fence about this guy. I used him a bunch during the beta. I maybe just didn't have enough accuracy on him. Like, I didn't fully commit to this build. But he looks pretty dopey to me. I don't know. He reminds me of like the Ice Flyers from the original what is it? Not Alice in Wonderland. The Wicked Witch. Wizard of Oz. He reminds me of the original Ice Flyers from Wizard of Oz. We ended up getting there. You're here for it. So anyway, Drain 2 is very, very, very good, okay? And to have that on an A1 is really powerful. But I didn't get to any content in the beta where I thought that this would be necessary. And then I didn't build enough accuracy on him, I don't think. His A2 place is cursed too. And like, okay, but I don't, it's just not very good. It's not great. If the target's aligned with order, places a barrier after the attack. Otherwise, destroy max HP. Again, not very good. But an A1 Drain 2 is really strong, okay? And then when above HP of 50%, increases the damage he inflicts by 20%. Otherwise, decrease the damage inflicted on this hero by 20%. So it's like he's a little bit survivable also. But the main reason why to use him is the A1 Drain 2. It's just like, is that enough of a reason? Okay, I don't know. I'm not going to build him in the second beta. And then we have Set. Ready, set, go. Okay, A1, place Faith down. I think this could be really powerful for surviving against bosses. A2 can steal a random buff, decrease the ability, the cooldown of this ability by 1 turn if a buff is not stolen. And if we take a look at his base attack, it is solo. So I doubt this is going to be killing anybody. And then his ultimate places Despair and Accuracy down. That's strong, okay? Especially AoE. And I've mentioned how hard it is to get good amounts of accuracy here, and lowering their accuracy by 50% might mean that they place no debuff. Okay, so it could be a powerful combination. I don't think it's going to be good enough. When an enemy places a debuff on this hero, increases the ultimate divinity cost by 2%. Again, very slow, probably not good enough, but, you know, he's not bad. Now moving on to the rares, and we definitely have some good rares. So, we have, how do we say her name? Ankhesenamon. He's Unk, apparently. A1 Faith up on herself only is probably unimportant in every way, but removing a debuff from all allies and placing block debuffs is definitely strong and could see her getting used because of that. Then she has a shield and increases duration of a random buff, which I don't see this ability very often yet in this game. And then her passive places Revive on death for an ally for 1 turn when they fall below 50%. I just think that this is a potentially strong champion. And what are we doing with it? How do we use these weapons appropriately? The world may never know. But I do think that she could be a good champion to rely on as an early support, especially if you're lacking the good epic or legendary support. All right, Bobby. Not Sun Wukong. A1 Despair. Thankfully, it is only 15%. Otherwise, this guy would be insane. A2, he can place resistance down in Hex. Probably don't care about that. And then his ultimate, he can place block revive on people. So, I mean, yeah, that could be powerful, but I doubt you're going to put him in your team. Enemies under banish receive 20% increase attack damage. So, if you are able to use him in your turn order, you could possibly block revive people. But do you need to do that in this game? I don't think so, but I don't know. Anyway, Nefertiti is an amazing rare. One of the rares that I actually built in the beta. She has an A1 that decreases the target's turn meter. And this is particularly good at removing buffs from the Ptah dungeon boss. It's just very strong. And she can also put speed down if the if the target's under speed down, decrease it by 10% instead. And she is going to be able to do that. Now, she has a pretty big hit and the potential to charm. But when we look at her base attack, it's miserable. So we want to build her as a debuffer. Her ultimate can place speed down. The problem is it is 50% chance to place it. So it's not really reliable. So she might not be the best option for the Ptah dungeon boss, but I do think she is a great option, especially for up to like stage 10, maybe 11. And then she even has a passive. Increases the accuracy of all allies by 20 for each hero matching this hero's realm. And then what is realm? Is that Aaru? Is that factions? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how she. You tell me. I'm sorry, I don't know that one. All right. Nitocris has an accuracy in campaign battles, which the campaign is so hard, we might legitimately need that. We might. So she can steal a buff on the A1, which I think could be good. And she can transfer all debuffs on the A2. Looking at her base attack, again, terrible. Not building her for damage. And then transfers the debuffs from allies to herself. And then increases her turn meter by 10% for each debuff transferred to herself. I don't think it's going to be good enough. I really don't. Steal 10% divinity from the enemy with the highest turn meter is definitely strong. And sometimes I think the passives could be the thing that gets champions built. Let's come back to Ramses. Tutankhamun. Tutankhamun is a crit rate in dungeon battles aura. And that seems potentially powerful. He has an A1 acid. And it's kind of a low chance. But I do wonder if that is good enough to get him in some boss content. AoE, 50% chance to extend the duration of Curse and Acid. And then his ultimate, triple hitter, he can place Drain 1, Vulnerable 1, and then if they're under Vulnerable and Curse, he activates the Acid. It just seems like a pretty strong boss rare. So this is one I'm going to be keeping my eye on. Attacks have a 100% chance to place Curse 1 on the target for 1 turn. So, yeah, I do think that this is a rare to keep your eye on. I will be keeping copies to awaken all the rares, probably. Because we don't know what they're going to do with buffs or nerfs. We don't know how the game is going to change. So, Ramses, in my opinion, best starter hero, in my opinion. He has the A1 to place Acid, which is already better than the last rare. On his A2, he has an additional 25% chance to strong hit. And again, he's going to place Acid. And this is a powerful ability. On the ultimate, if an enemy is defeated, increases the turn meter of this hero by 30. And it's an AoE 315 times attack. I don't really like the ultimate, but it's not bad. And then inflict 20% increased damage to enemies under acid. Now, if you are building this hero, you want to make sure that he has as much accuracy as possible, but I'm going to say like the accuracy you want to aim for is over 100 right away. Like pretty early game, you should be able to get 100 accuracy. And I honestly think building less damage and more accuracy on him could make him really powerful. So I think ascending him is really powerful. I think that he can just be an insanely good champion for a very long time on your account, maybe forever. I want to find an epic or a legendary that has a better acid kit than him, but as of right now, he's my favorite. So that'll do it for the Aaru. Who's your favorite champion in the Aaru? Who are you excited to build? Will you be choosing Ramses as your starting champion? And are you a subscriber? Did you find the like button? All the questions at the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Watch the rest of the series as well. Have a great day.